All right, this is the last section of this chapter. 13.8. Volumes of, and this is going to be a little different than the last couple of days. Pyramids, cones, and spheres. They saved the worst for last. That's right. They did. They saved the worst for last. Now, remember, I am going to be giving y'all a formula chart for your test. Your test is on Friday of this week. There you go, Aiden. See, you're going to take the test same day as everyone else, so that's good, you know, and you're going to be here for reviews and stuff. So tomorrow we're going to review. Wednesday we'll review. I don't usually give tests on Thursday, so then your test will be Friday, last time I checked. And I'm updating this board. I'm updating the board today. Okay. Here we go. Now, who can remember our labels for volume is what? Very good. The units or labels are always cubed. Aiden, we missed you. I know that's very random, but we missed you.
I had to partly fill in.
Well, I mean, don't listen to him. Don't listen to him at all. I don't know what he's talking about. He's been himself the whole time you've been gone. See, in the video you heard, didn't you? See? See, Taylor? All my followers hear your name. Okay, anyway, all my followers, my 40-something followers.
Did you start a cult?
People
No.
in this class are obsessed with colds.
Okay. See? Okay, whatever.
Moving on.
Moving on. Y'all ready? Okay, so pyramids and cones have the same formula. Volume equals 1/3 times big B times big H. Base times height. The big B, what did we say it is?
The base of the whole shape. Or the area of the whole shape.
Area
The whole base.
of base shape. Area of base shape. The big ol' H, that's going to be your height. And guys, don't forget that's dealing with, you know, the perpendicular. That's the actual height of the shape, right? Y'all know that. But in this case, with pyramids and cones, we're dealing with the perpendicular height of the whole shape. And when I draw my awesome picture, you will see what I'm talking about. All right, here we go. Thank you, Taylor. Thank you. Well, now my dotted lines are all messed up.
All right.
All right. That's kind of like what I'm looking for. So we've learned about surface area of a pyramid. Now we're doing the volume. Remember, surface area is the outside of the figure. Volume is like all the area on the inside. Let me pause the video. 8 centimeters here, 8 centimeters here. Now, right down the middle, see that line going straight down the middle? That's supposed to be smack dab in the middle. Like that forms a right angle. So those are what kind of lines, Michaela?
Perpendicular.
There you go. Perpendicular lines. And that measurement is 12 centimeters. That's going to be your height.
Is that the only thing we need to know for this one?
Well, why don't you wait and find out?
Yay!
I just realized.
Shh, I just realized you keep talking. All right. See, Aiden, you missed all this fun, didn't you?
Super fun.
See, Aiden, don't you like being at school?
No.
I don't.
Actually,
I like it better.
Wait,
hate
it's
it.
better than what, Aiden?
that not being able to leave your house.
Yeah.
See? Okay, wait a minute. Basically, you just compared school to jail.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, it's better than jail.
I would rather be at school than have house arrest.
Okay, so Aiden officially said he'd rather have school than be on house
Who
arrest.
wants house arrest?
Okay.
It's an uneven comparison.
Shh, no.
You'd rather be
Okay.
at school than be in.
Does everyone have the drawing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. All right, so the volume is a third base times height. Okay, now remember, the big B is that area of base. So let's go with like the book. And the book wants you to use, we talked about either B times H or L times W. They're the same thing. But your book likes, since it's a square especially, they want you to do the length times width. So length times width. Does everyone understand that? We've been doing this, my gosh, like beating a dead horse, so to speak. We keep doing this and doing this. So y'all should know that we are referring to the area of this right here. And that would be, length times width. We'll get to what it is. And then the height, and that would be your 12. So let's go ahead and fit it all in. 1/3 times 8 times 8 times 12. Now write that down. Put your pencils down when you're done, because I want to make sure that y'all sit back and know where I got my numbers and why I put what I put. Are there any questions as to why I put L and W and 8 and 8 and where I got 12? Any questions? Cecilia, do you have questions? Izzy, you good? Are you sure? Okay. Now we work it out. 8 times 8 is 64. Bring down my 12. Okay, some of you are still battling the calculator, okay, how you input it. So I'm going to tell you, I would multiply these two numbers first, and then what am I going to divide by, Michaela?
3.
Thank you, 3. So we multiply these two together, and then we divide by 3. If it's a 4, then we divide by 4. If it's a half, we divide by 2. Does everyone understand that?
I know how to string it all together.
Okay, that's good. All right. If you did it correctly, you would get 256 centimeters cubed. And there's your answer. Okay, so basically, y'all are on a roll with this stuff. That's why we can't take a break, because your brains are on a roll with, all these different formulas. You are getting used to them. The only thing that keeps changing is the initial formula, which again, I am going to give you a formula sheet. I'm not going to tell you, though. I'm not going to tell you which is which. So you will have to be familiar with that. I'm going to give you this picture and say, figure out the volume. And you're going to be like, oh my gosh. So you're going to see V equals a bunch of things. You're going to need to know which is which.
Bum, bum, bum.
That's right. Bum, bum, bum. Okay. All right. All right. Now, so, I mean, y'all are becoming experts on this.
Yes, we am.
I mean, y'all really are.
Yes, we am.
Especially after that IXL nightmare, right? Okay. The next one is going to be your cone. So that's your pyramid. Whoops, I'm drawing off camera. Okay, so this is your pyramid. I'm about to draw your cone. So your pyramid, now I'm going to draw a cone. I'm going to miss drawing in this class. Okay, here we go.
By the end of the year, can this become a drawing class?
I don't know. We'll see. I have some ideas for when we finish early. I mean, we really are finishing early. After this chapter, I'm going to dabble in the other chapter, but really, we're like, I just can't even tell you. We're like almost done.
When we were done with the chapter.
Okay, Cecilia, take a break and then try talking again. All right. What is this called, Cecilia?
Radius.
There you go. So you can talk. And that says 4 centimeters. Those of you in the back, that says 4 centimeters.
Yeah, I'm blind. Thank you. Oh. You are too, Michael.
Shh. Okay, so there is my height. Notice perpendicular line. So your height, now picture a cone. Just picture a cone, okay? You guys are too young to remember the Jack in the Box clown and the drive-through. If my weird adult followers that I don't know on this watch this video, they probably remember the weird clown or if your parents like to watch this. There at Jack in the Box had this weird clown at the drive-thru, and it wore a hat like
Oh, I know what you're
this.
talking about. I remember seeing that on the commercial.
Yeah, there.
It was a yellow one.
Yeah, it was yellow, and I mean it was terrifying. You had to talk into the mouth. It was terrifying. The speaker was in the clown's mouth,
Wait.
and it was a big round
Yeah,
head.
you show us a picture?
Big round, I will after I'm done teaching. Big round white head with this cone
Yeah.
hat,
Yeah.
Oh, I
and
know
you
what you're
talk
talking about.
into its mouth.
It's
and
not a clown.
what is it?
It's I don't know, but it's actually not. It's like supposed. It's not a clown though.
Isn't its name Ronald McDonald?
It's a clown.
Now that Ron McDonald is the clown. This is like it's a Jack in the Box, is what it is.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
it is Jack.
But it's okay. Then it's not an actual clown. It's Jack. Yeah, a scary, terrifying,
And you-
horrifying Jack.
You
It
see
wore
it-
a hat like this. See how traumatized I am? I look at a cone and immediately think of this scary thing where you got burgers. You got these burgers with like mystery sauce. That's what they had, burgers with mystery sauce in
What color
there.
was it? Was it red?
It was orange.
It's blood mixed with.
No, it's not blood. I think it was like a weird Thousand Island thing. All right, here we go.
It was just buffalo sauce.
No, it wasn't buffalo sauce. I know buffalo sauce. This was mystery sauce, and I think it was a weird version of Thousand Island they stuck on your burger. Okay, so here we go.
It was lead.
It wasn't lead either, Taylor. All right, so here's the formula. Again, we're using the same formula for both a pyramid and a cone. Now we plug in our information. This time, the area of our base is what shape, boys and girls? It's a circle. That's right. So we need the area of a circle. And Izzy, what would that be? The area of a circle. That's Yeah, the formula. Pi r squared. Look at you go. And this is a Monday. And then times the height. Okay, so you notice a difference. Pyramid, you're going to be using length times width. Cone, you're using pi r squared. So now we start filling in our information. We have 1/3 times, and Izzy was saying 3.14 times, and our radius is 4 squared times our height, which is 6. 1/3 times 3.14. 4 squared is? Very good. See, I knew I missed you. You're the only one that knows that answer. Now, again, we're going to multiply all 3 of these. And then, Joanne, what do I divide by?
3.
There you go. So, for the sake of time, because I know you all know how to use a calculator, you multiply all that, then divide by 3, and volume equals 100.5 centimeters cubed. Are there any questions?
Do you have to show our work?
Yes, you do.
What if I do it all in the calculator?
Taylor,
Okay.
thank you. Okay, when you're done copying this down, put your pencils down so I know that you're done, and then we will move on to sphere. Sphere. Kind of thing I had when I went to Jack in the Box as a kid. I had sphere.
Sphere.
The Jack's head was a sphere. A sphere wearing a cone-shaped hat.
Miss Rogers, you had sphere in a spear.
Yeah.
To think of it, his nose was also
No, it was painted on. I'm not I'll have to look again. Okay. Everyone done? I'm looking around. Pencils down. Okay, here we go.
Did he bring a spear to the dress?
No.
I'm just
No, I sat in the back seat terrified.
We should make
Waiting on my hamburger with the mystery sauce. Okay. Spear. Here we go. This one's different.
I think your followers watch you just for
The randomness.
yes.
Okay. Now you're going to, okay, this is a really weird formula, but it makes sense if you go back to when we did, when we did surface area. Remember the one for sphere, it had a 4 in it. Remember that?
Yeah.
It had a 4, right? Okay, so if you look at volume, we're dealing with 1/3, right? At the beginning. So if you did like surface area and volume in one, it would be 4 times 1/3 sort of thing. Now that I've thoroughly confused you, here is your formula. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Now my binder's in the cabinet. But remember, surface area, who remembers surface area? Or since you have your binder or your spiral, what was it? Huh?
SA equals 4 pi times r squared.
Okay, so for surface area of a sphere, thank you, Cecilia, it was 4 pi r squared, right? Volume, remember, deals with 1/3. We talked about that even Friday. So here, you see the similarities. If I was to include that 1/3, see that? That 4 plus the 1/3 that we've been doing with the volume, and it gives you 4/3. So that's just kind of like, if you're sitting there going, why 4/3? Well, that's kind of the idea behind it. It's taking like that surface area, which is the whole round part of it, and then the volume, which is everything on the inside. Okay? So really this you have to memorize or know for a surface area. But you don't need, this is just to explain where you get this. This right here is the formula. Okay? Now, the good thing is when I give you your formula chart, you're going to see this and know it's only for a sphere. And it's going to have V, so you're going to say, oh, well, that's the volume of a sphere. You're going to see this with the 4. Oh, yeah, that's surface area for a sphere. The sphere is very unique, as you've noticed. It doesn't fit the mold of any of the others. So you're going to know immediately which one's for the sphere, right? Okay. So I'm going to draw. Look, he's already laughing back there. I'm going to draw a sphere. A sphere.
I've been drawing a sphere and a sphere.
This is their dumb sphere.
Show me the sphere.
Pokemon.
Shh, no more. Okay, whoops. That says 15. I wrote it kind of on the line. That's 15 feet, this red line. And my weird looking sphere. That's a big, ball jack-shaped head. Okay?
Jack-shaped.
So that, what is that called? Is that the radius? That's the diameter. Very good. So I'm even going to write D equals 15 feet. That's the diameter. Very good. So then, what would my radius be? Because if we're dealing with radius, I can't put 15 down. And that, you know what? Can I tell y'all? I did sample problems last night before bed. Do you know it got me? I sat there and calculated like the diameter, and I didn't break it up into the radius, and I got a wrong answer. And I was like, man, it got me. So you got to be careful that you don't put the diameter down in your formula, but you have to put down the radius. And Aiden, what is the radius? That's right. The radius, bless you, is 7.5 feet.
Thank you.
So if the diameter is 15 feet, then half of that is 7.5 feet. Does everyone see that? Do you see that, Izzy? Okay, good. Cecilia, do you see that? Joanne? Yes, go get it. Michael, do you see this? Okay. Whit, do you see it? Okay. So now we're going to do our formula. And we're going to plug in our information. I have 4 over 3 times 3.14 times 7.5 cubed. Okay, so some of you that do not have the graphing calculators, you may be using, a plain calculator from the classroom, which is absolutely okay. Excuse me, or you could be using the graphing calculator. If you do not know, if you have a graphing calculator, does everyone know how to do the exponent?
Yes.
If you do, okay. I'll say if you do not, I'm going to show you. All right, so if you have your graphing calculator, so it's 7.5 cubed. So whether you have a graphing or regular one, this is what you're going to do first. and we do 7.5. And you see this, whoops, sorry. You see this little arrow thing right here? Yep. Press it and see, there it is up there on the screen. Now you can put whatever exponent you want, no matter what it is. And so this, it's a 3 because it's cubed, and this is how it would look. So 7.5, use a little caret thing, the little arrow deal. And then you put in whatever the exponent is, and then you hit enter. And you get that number. So then, and if you're doing the regular calculator, you can just do 7.5 times 7.5 times 7.5. And it'll get the same answer. Just a second. I'm going to write this down. So you want to do your calculations, especially if you have the calculators from inside the classroom or even on your phone sometimes. You want to do this step first. Then the next step is going to be to multiply those two. And you get 4 over 3 times 1,324.6875. Then, so I'm doing it step by step, you can multiply this number with the 4, and you get 5,298.75. And if you don't have a calculator, I'm showing you the steps. And then you're going to divide by 3. And you get the volume equals 1,766.25 feet cubed.
Wait. Can you do that again? Or the.
Oh, because it's divided by 3.
Wait.
What?
Did you divide it by 4? Or wait.
3. Because it's 4 over 3, so we do 4 times this. We get this. Then we divide by 3. So you multiply with the 4, and then you divide by 3. Because you're multiplying this number with 4/3. So you basically will put a 1 underneath, and it's 4 times this, and then 3 times 1, you divide by 3. Any questions?
Yeah.
Okay. That's not a question.
I forgot what I was gonna say. I was gonna say something because I started to ask a question. You said afterwards. Now I don't. No, I didn't.
When you're done writing this down, put your pencils down so I know that you're done. All right. Let's say this time you're given the volume of a sphere and have to find radius. So this time, you know how we've been finding volume. What if this time they gave you the volume and you have to find the radius? Y'all have had a couple of those. So volume equals 904.32. And we can just say centimeters cubed.
905.
904, 904.32. So, whoops, this is what you were given. And we got to find the radius. All right, so here's my formula. And we start plugging it in. 904.32 equals 4 over 3. We know what pi is, correct? But we don't know what the radius is. So we have to leave it. So what do you think I should do first?
Multiply 3.14 times 4 and then divide it by 3.
That's right. So we're going to multiply 4 over 3 times 3.14 over 1, basically. And you get 12.56 over 3. Do y'all see where I'm getting this?
Mhm.
So we're multiplying 4/3 by 3.14. Joanne, do you see that?
Why is there a 1?
Because you always put a 1 underneath it. We're multiplying across. 4 times 3.14 is 12.56. 3 times 1 is 3. Now, Cecilia, what do I do?
Divide by 3.
That's right. And I'm going to get 904.32 equals 4.19 radius cubed. Because if we divide this correctly, you get 4.19. Well, we're going to round. All right. Does everyone see what I did? Izzy, did you see what I did? Okay. Now what do I do, Cecilia?
You divide 9, 4.32 by 4.19.
That's right, because we're doing intruder alert. Because we're isolating the variable. And I get 215.8 equals r cubed. Oh, but we have a problem. I'm looking for the radius, not radius cubed. What do I do? Who knows what I do? Taylor?
Square root it and square root again.
Or, and I'm about to blow your all's minds. Let's see, I'm going to do a little arrow.
Put square root.
I'm going to cube root it.
That's a thing. Hey.
Don't worry. You'll learn this in Algebra 1.
Is this one our calculator?
Yep. But don't worry about it. You know what this means? Instead of finding what number times itself twice, oh yeah, I want to round that. What should that be rounded to?
200 to 260.
So instead of what number times itself twice gives me 216, I'm looking for what number times itself 3 times gives me 216. So, let's see. It is on there. I think I'm going to have to go into, trying to see first. Okay, let me show you.
Oh yeah, it is here.
If I go into math, click the math button, and I go down to number 4 and hit enter. See that little 3 there? And then I do 216 and hit enter. It's 6. So 6 equals R.
So we round it to 216.
Don't worry, I won't give y'all that for homework.
Oh man.
Only for
You're gonna be on the
bonus.
test though.
No, I'm not going to have you do any of that cube root. I haven't taught you cube root, so we're not
for
going to do that.
bonus.
Maybe for bonus. All right. When you write this down, please put your pencils down so I know that you're done.
Pencils with-
Are you done? Okay. Open up your book to page 584. All right. Looking around, make sure. See, I'm waiting on Taylor and Cecilia. Open up their books. Okay. The directions say find the volume of the following pyramids. There's a picture of your pyramid. I'm not going to draw the picture. You see it in your book. Whoops. The formula is 1/3 BH. And let's go ahead and fill in our information. What is the formula for the area of the shape? Let's see. Width. Number 2. What shape is that base?
Pyramid.
The base.
Square.
The base.
A triangle.
Which is it?
A triangle.
All right. Does everyone see number 2 has a base of a triangle? So what's the formula for the area of a triangle? Width.
1/2 times length times width.
It's 1/2 base times height
Oh,
for a triangle. So be careful. Make sure you're looking at that base to know what shape it is. Okay. So we have 1/3 times, bless you, 1/2. What is the base? What number?
the two numbers? Oh, the
Yeah, well, because we're doing base times height. So give me one of them. 8. Give me the other one.
6.
There you go. Does everyone see why he chose those two? Does everyone see that? Those are the, do you see that, Izzy? Those are your perpendicular lines for the triangle. It's not the hypotenuse. Remember, don't do a hypotenuse. Okay, then what is the height of the figure? There you go. Okay, so when calculating, we calculate all 3 of those numbers first. 1/3 times 1/2 times 336. Boys and girls, what's 1/3 times 1/2?
1/6.
There you go. Y'all see that? Cecilia, do you see? 1/3 times 1/2. Or 1/3, I should say it correctly, times 1/2. 1 times 1 is 1. 3 times 2 is 6. Does everyone see that? Michaela, do you see it? Now, what are we dividing by for this one, Joanne?
6.
That's right. And you get 56 meters cubed. Any questions?
We just divide by 6, that's it.
Well, this times 1 is 336, and then we divide by 6.
Oh.
Any questions? All right. Let's look at number 4. Number 4 says find the volume of the following pyramids with the given base area and height. Again, our formula. And they said these are pyramids. They already figured it up for you. So you just put in the information. The base is what, Cecilia?
38.
And the height is what, Michael?
7.
There you go. So calculate these two. And then what are we dividing by, Joanne? There you go. And for the sake of time, you get 88.7 meters cubed.
Do we have to round?
If they say to,
It doesn't say anything.
well, then I guess you don't have to.
88.66666.
Well, then I would round it. If you gave me 89, I wouldn't count it wrong.
Or if somebody put 23.33333.
All right, let's look at, does everyone have this down?
Yep.
Put your pencils down so that I know that you're done when you are done. All right. Number 8. Find the volume of the cones. Same formula, but the shape of the base is what, Whit?
A circle.
There you go. So, Cecilia, what's the formula for area of a circle?
Pi times R squared.
Very good. So then our big B becomes that. All right, let's plug in some information. Times 3.14. Michaela, what's the radius?
6.
For number 8?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right. Then what's the height? Let's see. Izzy. 13. No, what?
I said 14.
I was like, okay.
13.
So 3.14. 6 squared is what? Anyone?
36.
Okay, so you're going to multiply these 3 first and then divide by 3. And for the sake of time, you get 527.5 centimeters cubed.
Wait, did you divide by 3 after?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Any question? Write it down. I got one more for you. Yep. The sphere.
Wall.
Alright. Let's see. 14. Squeeze it in here. Find the volume of the following spheres to the nearest whole unit. That's the only one that they really tell you what to round to. So, for this one, its volume equals 4 over 3 times pi r cubed.
So the surface area was pi r squared.
So, we have 4 over 3 times 3.14. What is the radius, Izzy? Is 13 the radius? Ah, go ahead. 13 is the diameter. So the radius is half of that. That's right, 6.5. Now, we're going to go ahead and cube 6.5. And I get 274.625. Write that down. Then you multiply these two, and you get 862.3225. And then before, you're going to multiply this with the 4 and then divide by 3. Does everyone see that? You multiply by the 4 and then divide by 3. That's an arrow. I'm showing arrow. You're going to multiply this with the 4 and then divide by 3. And you get 1149.7. They said to round to the nearest whole. So 1150 feet cubed. Any questions? None? All right. You're doing page 584 to just 584. And you're doing numbers 1 through 19 odd. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 problems. This is due Tuesday. Your test is Friday.
Is that a bonus?
Bonus. I'll do bonus for this work. Okay, it's going to be numbers 21 and 22. Ooh, and 25.
Why you're gone? I don't think she was hoping you would have had a chance to